Alright, what is up guys? Today is Thursday, January 8th, 2015. And today I have some really crappy news for you guys. It's about my panel. So as you guys probably know, I have had this panel since October 31st of 2013. This panel, like out of the three fire alarm panels that I have ever owned, this is the panel I have owned the longest, but I think today it finally decided to bite the dust, unfortunately. All I did was I changed out the device. This is the device I had plugged into it, the Wheelock 712-24, and I'm not sure if this had like anything to do with it, even though I put a suppression diode on it. I'm not sure if this thing still did like damage this panel somehow, but it's a very good possibility at this point. But after I took this off the system, unplugged the panel, replaced this for this, and plugged the panel back in, the panel started giving me all these troubles here. And as you guys can see, just to test like everything, I unplugged all the pull stations, all the devices, and I took out all the wires, and I put resistors. I put resistors across all the terminals. So I've got one across NAC 1, NAC 2, Zone 1, Zone 2, and I'm still getting, the panel just started like giving me troubles. It's got the battery trouble, of course, because the batteries aren't plugged in, but it's giving me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the IDC zones, and then also 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the auxiliary output. Then I'm also getting a ground fault. That P dot trouble means ground fault, and I don't know why I would like have a ground fault on this panel, because I have not. Like literally, this panel was like trouble free. I powered it down, I changed out the device, and I plugged it back in, and I've just got all these random troubles now. So it's I don't even have a zones 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This I just put on there, but this port here is broken, so this expander module does absolutely like nothing. So I'm pretty put off tonight. This was the third panel that I've ever owned, and I think it finally just decided to somehow like bite the dust. I'm not sure if it was like my fault, or I'm not sure if the panel just decided to quit on its own. But I am definitely not going to be operating it with all these troubles on here. That's just going to bug the crap out of me. That is like way too many troubles for my liking. So I think what I'm going to do is I don't even know at this point. You know, I'm going to have to be without a panel here for the next few months until I can find a new one. I mean, this is the third panel I've had. The first panel I had, the 4001, that I fried by accident. The second panel, my first 4004, that one broke on its own, and now this one is breaking on its own, I think. I'm not sure if it's anything I did, or if the panel just decided to crap out on its own, but unlike my old panel, where I just sold it for parts on eBay, I'm not even going to sell this thing for parts. I'm just going to be putting it out by the side of the road. I'm going to be keeping the expander module on it. I'm going to keep all these Class A adapters in here. I'm going to save the resistors and the diodes, but that I've gotten here, and obviously all the magnets I've got on the front. But that's about it. I'm just going to be putting this thing out at the road. Do not ask for it. I'm going to be putting it out at the side of the road. I'm not going to be selling it, or and yeah, just don't ask for it, because I'm not going to be willing to ship at this point. You know, this is a pretty big disappointment after the past two panels. You know, for some reason, like when it comes to these panels, I just seem to like have the magic like curse or something. I don't know like what it is with me owning a fire alarm panel that makes all of them break, but you know, since you know, I'm like pretty sure I'm the only one on YouTube to have to go through this many panels, and that's, you know, that's almost a bit embarrassing. because you know, I'm not like careless with these things. I'm not, you know, I don't try to break them on purpose. I'm very careful with them, and it just kind of like puts me off. At this point, I don't know where I'm going to be going from here. I am going to be keeping this panel from Dad's work, in like hopes I can use it on the new panel if I do ever get one. The Pyrotronic System 3, I cannot use that. This is a good option as a backup panel, but the problem is I still don't have the board that powers it, the board that's got the transformer on it. I don't have that board yet. So until I get that board, I cannot use this panel. And plus, I don't even know if I like want to make this my daily panel, because it like puts out FWR power compared to Simplex panels, which like put out filtered DC. Because if I like ran like any Simplex device in here, like off of this panel, it would fry it. I could probably like only use these and these, and that's about it. But and maybe that and a few other things, but that's about it. You know, at this point, I don't think I'm, you know, if I do get a new panel after this, I don't think I'm going to try to go with a 4004 again, since this is the second 4004 that's decided to quit on me. I think I'm going to, you know, if I am going to go with a new panel, I'm going to try to go with a Simplex 4005. Or if I can find one for a cheap price, possibly a 4006. I doubt I'm going to be able to find a 4006, but I'm also going to talk to my dad. I've already told my dad about this. This is the third time he's like had to hear that my panel is broken. You know, I'll see if I can get him to talk to his guy at his building, his Simplex tech at his building, and see if he can find an old panel for me. I'm going to try to get myself a 4005, possibly a 4010. Probably not, though, because I'm not going to try to go addressable, because I really don't want to. I'm going to try to stay conventional, like, you know, so... Anyway, I'm sorry about this, guys. This is something I cannot control, I don't think. I'm not sure if this, again, I'm not sure if it was this chime that somehow destroyed this thing, but you know, and I can be sure that this is definitely like an internal problem, since before I unplugged this thing, there was absolutely no troubles on it. This thing was completely like trouble-free about 2 hours ago, until I unplugged that and plugged in the Spectre alert, and then I got all these troubles. So I mean, technically, again, I can still like use this thing with the troubles on it, but I'm just not going to try to, because I do want a panel that's free of troubles. So after this, I'm going to go ahead and start taking everything off this panel. You know, to be honest, I kind of did want to get rid of this panel in the first place. I was kind of like hoping it would crap out eventually, because this panel like already has I was planning on replacing this board in the first place at some date before I got the system mounted, because it's got a problem with the programming switch that like never stays on. You have to like hold it on the programming. You have to hold the programming switch on just to get it to work. And as I told you guys, this jack here has always been broken, so it does not support zone expander modules. So yeah, at this point, unless I can find one for really, really cheap, I don't think I'm gonna try to go with the 4004. I'm just gonna see if I can talk to Dad, see if he can talk to his Simplex tech at his work, see if he can find me some other old panel that will like hold up as my daily driver. But that may not be for a while. So I'm sorry about this, guys. I will still but this is not the end. Don't worry, this is not the end. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep like everything else here. This panel is just going to be going. So, and again, do not ask for it. I'm not going to ship this out to like anyone, or even put it on eBay. So, again, for the 100th time, I'm sorry about this. Thank you guys for watching, and this is the last time you guys will be seeing this panel. So anyway, that'll be it.